Good morning. Welcome to our how-to series. In today's module we are looking at the Kidde Excellence Fire Panel, how to disable the device, how to silence the panel, and how to isolate problems on the loop. The commercial fire panel, I'm going to just show you how to disable a device. If we have a faulty device that keeps going to fault, maybe we need to get more parts, a replacement detector for instance, so we may need to disable the device in the meantime. So we'd have to log into the panel, main menu, operate as the normal one, but let's go in as installer, and the default is normally 4444, but let's change it to 4, or let's log in as 4000, that's what I've set mine to. And you've got field setup, panel setup, disable, enable. I can go down to disable, enable. I can go to zones or devices. So in this case, we only want to disable one particular device, not the whole zone. So I'll go to devices, loop 1, and then it gives me all my devices. So I've labeled mine 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I want to disable this device, it's number 3. I go down to that one, I click the button, and you'll notice straight away the disabled light will come on and that device will now be disabled. So if I take my test gas and I spray it into the device, nothing will happen. We can give it a few seconds just to make sure, but that device is now disabled and nothing will appear on the panel. So obviously it will show you that it is disabled until you re-enable it at a later stage. Just so that you don't leave something in a disabled state for too long. Okay, so it's actually come up with a fire alarm on there, but obviously it's not picking up anything on the panel. So it still is active to some extent. So I wanted to show you now, on the actual device, this is an optical detector, it's got an O on it. This one is an O and an H, that means it's got an optical, a smoke and a heat, and it's got an isolator as well. The R means it's got an isolator. This device has got a sounder, optical detector and an isolator, an I, O and an S. So the nice thing with an isolator is if there's a short circuit between two isolators, the isolators will kick in and isolate that section of the loop. So if we want to test it, I can create a short circuit on the loop now. So where I've got my positive, so it's a plus A and a plus B, so it comes in on A and goes out on B. I've got a negative A and a negative B. So let's say I take this one and I, by mistake, connect it to the negative. You'll see straight away this detector has now gone into isolation mode. So it's solid yellow, and that one is also gone solid yellow. So this section of the loop is now being isolated, and the rest of the loop will still be operational. So if this fire detector goes in, or if this detector goes into fire, you will still get the state coming through on the panel, but this section of the loop has now been removed. That's in accordance with the SANS 10139 requirement, where if a fault appears in one zone, it must not affect any of the other zones. So that's why isolators are very important, and you will install an isolator at the beginning of the zone and at the end of the zone. So make sure when you purchase the detectors that you've got an isolator on at least one of the devices at the beginning of the zone and at the end of the zone. And the nice thing with these new detectors, you can visually see if they have gone into isolation just by the solid yellow. If there's a fault, normally you would see a flashing yellow. Obviously if it's in pre-alarm, it'll be flashing red, and if it's permanent red, then it's in proper fire condition. Obviously when you initially plug them in, you will have it'll flash green to mean that there's power there, which is also quite useful so that you know that there's power on the loop. So now you can see I've wired my connector correctly, and the detectors are now gone back to normal. So when I plug this one back in, we should see a green light flash for a second. Find the right spot. There we go, it's gone green, and it's quite a good indication that there's power there. And then you'll notice every 10 seconds or so I've got the flash LED healthy, so all those devices will flash green. So thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye.